It's the Superhuman Television Show, your guide to living beyond 100 years in good health. Now, here's your hosts, Carl Lanore and Tony Vanetti.
Hey, welcome back to Superhuman Television. I am Tony Vanetti. He is Carl Lanore. You can hear me on 790 AM a little bit later this afternoon at 3 o'clock, and you pretty much any time on your website and your radio show nationwide.
Tony is the godfather of anti-aging now.
Listen to what we say. Live to be 100, or I will kill you.
He's complimenting because I look good.
Yeah, there you go. Bring out the Italian.
You look like a Goomba on the last show. I'm just taking over today.
And very appropriately, he's dressed appropriately for the last segment of the show. You'll find out why.
Okay.
Anyway, okay, so Tony, you know what season this is? Last show you were talking about how Halloween is coming, but you know what season this is?
Halloween is coming up. Everyone's eating candy.
September, October, this starts the cold and flu season.
It does.
But guess what? You don't have to get the cold and flu. You don't have to. And you don't need a vaccine to avoid it.
I went through several seasons, several years when I was trying to get healthy and I was getting sick all the time. And it was a process of trying to get it fixed. And we're going to try to help you now because, knock on wood, I haven't been sick for 3 years. 3 years I have not had a cold or the flu, okay?
Your immune system is definitely better today now that you've gotten on your new lifestyle. There's no doubt about it.
I really have. Working out has been a key. What you're eating has been a key. Lowering stress. My hormone replacement, I think, has something to do with it.
Yes.
I take testosterone on a weekly basis. My testosterone level is higher energy. I don't know if all those things combined.
Well, think about it.
I have not gotten a Z-Pack, knock on wood again.
Well, think about it.
3 years.
You are doing things, and your hormones are telling your body that you're still youthful. You're active, you're youthful. Your hormones are saying, I'm youthful. Your body is rebuilding. Your immune system is robust. Mm-hmm. You don't get sick that easy when you're a kid.
Right, no.
You don't start getting sick until when you're raising a family, you're stressed, your kids bring something home from school, everybody in the house gets sick.
Plus, I got a hold of my allergies. I finally dialed in what controlled my allergies. Now, whatever did it for me is not going to do it for you. You've got to find out how you dial yourself in. But once you figure out your allergies, because that starts it all, too.
Was it nutritional, just real quick?
Oh, no, it was not. I take some medication that takes care of it.
Okay.
But I also stopped, and this is weird. This is going to be a weird thing. I used to clean my ears with the Q-tip.
Right.
Religiously. Like, it was like almost, I did it every day, and I wanted just everything out of there because I'm kind of a germaphobe now, and I want it clean. I stopped cleaning the inside of my ear. Obviously, the outside of the ear when I bathe. But I stopped using a Q-tip, and all my ear infections and nose infections stopped.
Great point.
Stop, because I think you need wax in there.
Yes.
You need wax in there to prevent things from going down in there.
This is an amazing point because this is right in line with what we're going to talk about today. And what you just said is critical that people need to understand. Our bodies do everything that they do for a reason. Granted, they may not be a popular reason with the way society has painted hygienically the way we should live today, but our bodies do these things for a reason. You're right.
For a reason.
That secretion in the ear is designed to keep stuff from getting into the ear.
But if you do like I did, I started it in college, and I oh, yeah, I got to clean out my ears every year. And if I found something in it, I was mad, like, oh, why is my body breaking this brown stuff in my ear?
Right, right.
This is disgusting. Well, guess what?
It's for a reason.
I've stopped all this infection area because now I'm not cleaning this.
And that's a great point right there. And that's why this is a personal journey. And a lot of things we talk about on this show may be good for you or may lead you to what ends up being good for you. But today we're going to talk about cold and flu season. So,
first of all, the shot.
The vaccine?
Do you get the flu
shot?
No.
We're going to talk about that in the second segment.
Okay.
I don't want to get into that yet because it's important. But what we want to talk about right now is why people even get the cold and flu.
Okay.
Okay? Huddle masses move indoors. Indoor air.
Yes.
Heat dries you out, and the air is recycled. Okay? Mm-hmm. This is the #1 defense mechanism. As you pointed out about your ear, dry membranes in the nostrils. This is the #1 entry point for pathogens into the body that make you sick.
Got it.
If you get this part of this show right, a lot of the rest of it may not even matter to you, okay? Lowered vitamin D from lack of sunlight. We know that vitamin D boosts the immune system. So if you're not getting sun anymore, as we know here in Louisville, Kentucky, it gets pretty gray during the colder weather. You may not see the sun for weeks on end. Your immune system is taking a bump.
Can I buy one of those $500 lamps?
I don't think you need one of those, but yes, those lamps do work. But I think that just supplementing with some vitamin D will make the difference.
Great.
But these are the reasons that people get sick in the first place, okay? Huddled masses, move indoors, recycled air, dry membranes, lowered vitamin D from lack of sunlight, compromised immunity, bang, you're sick.
Right.
And some people get it every single year. Every single year. They can set their, oh, it's September, it's October. I always get a cold. I always get the flu at this time of year.
If that's you, we're going to try to fix you.
If you just focus on the things that we talked about today, you're going to be able to change your outcome this year, right now, starting right now.
Yeah, can you imagine going 3 years without being sick at all? I mean, really. I mean, it slows you down. It's terrible to be sick because then you stay home, you lose work, you're not doing with your family, you're not being with your family, and then you still feel terrible once you come back.
And let's face it, there isn't one of us out there that isn't working as hard as we can, and we can't take any time off. The other thing I want to mention to you that actually proves this phenomenon is look at institutions and look at air travel. How many of you have taken a trip somewhere and when flying home, the guy in the back kept sneezing on the back of your neck, and sure enough, 4 days later,
you become sick.
You know why? It wasn't the sneeze. The airplane recycles and dries your nostrils out. Bang.
Dry nostrils.
Because the inside of the nostril is like the tiles on your floor, and when it gets dried out, the tiles curl up on the edge, and pathogens can get in.
Not good. All right, we're talking, it's cold and flu season, and it's the holiday season. We're going to try to get you back on track. Living well into 100 and feeling great. That's what this show is about. He is Carl Lanore. I am Tony Vanetti, and this is Superhuman Television on WBNA.
Superhuman Television will return after these messages.
Your body knows what it wants. It wants to feel stronger, work harder, act faster, and think sharper. Give your body more nutrients, more antioxidants, more protection, more of what it wants. Try Live On Lab's liposomal vitamin C today, risk-free, and give your body the nutrients to support your overall health, without jitters, without side effects. Order online at liveonlabs.com.
If you care about your body at all, then you are every season. Some people just go in and get the flu vaccine and they don't even think about it. I think about it. I always say, should I get this thing or not? My kids get it every single year. I've had it once. I can't even remember how long ago it was. Do we flu shot or no flu shot, Carl?
Well, first of all, I can only tell you my personal opinion on this and preference, and you have to decide. And whether or not you're very young or very old is going to weigh into the equation. I have not had a flu vaccine in probably 25 years.
Okay.
And I think over the 25 years, I have had the flu a couple times.
Right.
Okay. With that being said, if we just look at the efficacy of the flu vaccine, every year, the World Health Organization predicts which strains of viruses are most likely to be circulating in the next year. Think about this for a second. It's not a science.
They don't even know.
Well, I mean, it's like picking the Powerball. So in other words, we think that next year, and they do it, it's called a trivalent vaccine. So they take the best shot. It's like a trifecta. They pick 3 horses. They pick 3 vaccine forms of the flu. They say, we think next year this is what it's going to be. But more importantly, does the flu vaccine really work? Right now, there are a bunch of you out there, raise your hands, we can see, who have gotten the flu vaccine and 3 days later gotten the flu. Why is that? And that's because there is an attenuated flu virus in the vaccine. Number 2.
They introduced it to the body in a very small dose.
Wait, no, in a very weak dose. That's the other point.
Okay.
Now, so what are you really vaccinating for? You're vaccinating for a weak virus, but you're not going to be exposed to the weak virus. You're going to be exposed to the full-blown virus.
Right.
Now, the most important thing that we need to understand about this is there are no well-done studies on a flu vaccine. Think about this for a second. Wouldn't it be easy to take a group of rats and give some of them a placebo and some of them an actual virus, a vaccine, and then expose them all to the virus and go, wow, a certain percentage of them developed the flu and a certain percentage of them didn't? None of those studies have been done. Since 2010, the number of flu vaccine doses delivered has risen, as well as the number of confirmed flu cases. This is right from the CDC's website.
Right.
So one has to say, in their humble opinion, just looking at the numbers, forget about the scare tactics of the mercury and all that sort of stuff, which is true. from the standpoint of efficacy, the flu vaccine, in my humble opinion, is a failure. Because more people continue to get the flu after getting the vaccine than not.
Okay, and you can get the flu shot anywhere. I mean, boy, they have stands on the side of the road. For $25, you can get your flu vaccine. And they scare the living, out of you.
Yeah, they
do. Really do if you don't get it. Again, I haven't had it in 3 years. I haven't been sick in 3 years. To me, you work out, you wash your hands, you know, you keep on top of it. Again, I'm kind of a germaphobe, so I'm wiping things down after everything I do. So do what you want. Like Carl says, do what you think is best. He hasn't had it in a long time, or 25 years. I haven't had it in 3 years. Do what you want.
But here's some things that you can do instead.
My wife forces our hands on it in our household. The kids get it every year. John's already had it.
Here's what you can do instead of or in conjunction with the flu vaccine, okay? The first thing is nasal saline sprays are your friend. Keeping the nose moist keeps the protective barrier of the nose working. Like you said before about your ears. Having a dry nose is not a natural thing for us to have. But we have fake environments where we're pumping air in, heat in, air conditioning, and the nose is dried out. First and foremost, if you do nothing else on this list, get yourself some nasal spray, saline, and spray your nose frequently. Elisa, our floor director, and I had to go to Vegas on business recently. We were spraying our nose every 10 minutes on that plane. Yeah. People around us were hacking and coughing. This, my prediction, is what is going to keep us from not getting sick. Okay. The next one, vitamin D and A. Boost the immune system. And guess where you get that? Your favorite, cod liver oil. Yeah. I'm a big fan of cod liver oil. You're going to hear about it a lot on this show because I believe strongly in it. Number two.
They need to call it something else.
Cod
liver oil.
Yeah, the number 2 vitamin to pay attention to, vitamin C. And by the way, we have a sponsor on this show called Live On Labs. They have the best vitamin C supplement in the world. It's liposomally delivered. So if you want a vitamin C supplement that really works, that you won't just urinate out, check them out. But vitamin C is very important.
Live On Labs?
Yes, Live On Labs. You'll see their commercials during the break.
LiveOnLabs.com?
Yes, exactly. Zinc. Another thing is to make sure you're getting adequate zinc in your diet. This one is hard for everybody. In fact, the moment I say this, you're going to want to touch your eyes or your nose. But keep your hands away from your face.
Yes.
Keep your hands away from your face. Activity, we're talking about exercise, but this is an important one too. Too much is no good. If you're exercising, if you're a marathon runner, you have a compromised immune system, you're more prone to getting sick. Right. All of you out there who run marathons are going to tell me that I'm correct about this. So activity and exercise is important, but not to the point where you push your body into extremes. And then the last one, wash your hands frequently. Stay away from those darn hand sanitizers. You don't need all that alcohol and triclosan on your hands. Just wash your hands from wrists down, back and front, in between the fingers, like you see a surgeon do.
I do that before I work out, and I do that after I work out.
Big message. If you're going to the gym, you got to wash your hands. And like I said, don't touch your face, and don't touch your nose, and don't touch your eyes, and don't stick your fingers in your ears when you're at the gym training, because you're going to basically inoculate yourself with somebody else's virus.
Yes, that's exactly right, and then you're going to get sick. So, all right, cold and flu season, how to avoid laying up for a week and feeling. And boy, let me tell you something, the flu viruses are getting nastier and nastier. How many times the last 3 or 4 years have you heard a person that you know that's looked at you and said, I thought I was going to die.
Right.
I've never been that sick before in my life. And it was the flu, because that strain keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger.
Well, more importantly, those of us out there who have strong immune systems, who we've actually thought we were getting the flu, but it went away a day later, we didn't get the flu because we have strong immune systems. So you can bulletproof your body against getting sick, and you can prevent getting sick in the first place by some of these tips.
Tony Vanetti, Carl Lanore, cold and flu season here on Superhuman Television, right here on WBNA.
Superhuman Television will return after these messages.
Your body knows what it wants. It wants to feel stronger, work harder, act faster, and think sharper. Give your body more nutrients, more antioxidants, more protection, more of what it wants. Try Live On Labs liposomal vitamin C today, risk-free, and give your body the nutrients to support your overall health, without jitters, without side effects. Order online at liveonlabs.com.
Welcome back to Superhuman Television. I'm Carl Lanore. This is Tony Vanetti, the godfather of anti-aging. The reason I said that Tony is dressed appropriately for today, we have another cookbook tip for you. As we talked about before, staying on the paleo way of life is very, very important, critical for health, but you can't abandon flavor. You need good flavor. And so, we're going to talk about Italian cuisine today.
I complained last week.
Here you go.
I cannot give my Italian food up.
Here's your pasta and your pizza, Tony, paleo style.
Okay.
Everyday paleo, Italian cuisine by Sarah Fragosa. If you are a big fan of Italian cooking and you want to eat paleo, you want your family to be healthy, you want to avoid disease and allergies and everything that goes along with it, here's your chance to keep eating Italian food.
And gluten-free.
Yes. And she's got pizza crust in here made from almond flour and coconut flour. She has dishes in here, pasta dishes in here, where they're not using traditional pasta grains.
Right.
So you don't miss anything. You can still have those great Italian dishes that you love to eat without going down the sickness and illness road.
Right, because again, if you look at our diet as Italians, it's all bread and pastas and wine. I mean, everyone drinks a glass of wine and you load up on pasta, Italian sausage, which is pretty good. But it's important, and this is a way around it. Is it tough, you think, to do?
No. This food is fantastic. It tastes amazing. On top of that, these are all easily prepared meals, very, very quick. Lots of them are under 30 minutes, once again, giving consideration to you moms out there who have to work and then come home and cook. And again, no one is going to accuse you of cooking something. They'll eat this and they'll go, this is great pizza, Mom.
Just don't tell them.
Oh, honey, this pasta tastes fantastic.
Just don't tell them.
Yeah, they're not going to go, hey, this doesn't taste right. Is this paleo again?
Well, and again, paleo, people that don't know, we did a whole show on paleo. It's basically beef, no grains, tree nuts are good.
No grains, no legumes, healthy animal proteins,
vegetables.
Lots of green vegetables, lots of seafood.
And a little bit of fruit at the end.
Yeah. And again, paleo is a term that it's been coined with, but the reality is that this is the way we evolved to eat before industrialization and modernization of farming, where we started telling people, hey, you should eat this way. This is the way we ate back in the day.
Right.
Before heart disease, before type 2 diabetes, before obesity, before all these diseases, this is the way we ate.
Again, don't expect to get sick, man. I mean, that's where our society is that you expect to get a disease and die.
Yeah.
At this point, we want to kind of avoid all that and live well into your hundreds and live well and happy, and this is part of it.
And let's face it, enjoying good food is part of family, right?
Oh, it's the most important part. I thought my wife was crazy when the beginning of our family, when she said, I don't care what we're doing, if we're home, breakfast or dinner usually is what it is now, we will sit down at the table. You know,
well, and you know what? You know what's really exciting?
It's been huge for our
Imagine
family.
that your wife starts cooking these dishes, right?
Yeah.
And then 15 years from now, your kids go, hey, Mom, can I get you a recipe for pizza? And it's this pizza they want the recipe
That's exactly
for.
right. And you'll be a granny someday, too, and you'll be like, what's Granny's recipe for that? It's just like anything else. It takes a little while to learn. Like when you were a kid and you learned to tie your shoes, it took a little while before you got it. But guess what? You know how to tie your shoes for the rest of your life. If you learn 2 or 3, like Carl said in a couple of segments ago, if you learn 2 or 3 of these recipes and you get it down quickly and you know can make this stuff, you have that meal for the rest of your life. It will take a little bit to get these meals down. It will look complicated when you open the cookbook and you go, man, I don't know. Yeah, you know, you want to learn it, and then you'll have it for the rest of your lives, and you put in rotation for your family.
Well, think about this. You can put a little effort into learning how to cook this way, knowing that you will be disease-free for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Or you can keep eating the way you are now, and you'll spend that time at the end of your life in the waiting rooms at one specialist or another specialist who's trying to figure out why you feel the way you do, or you're not reacting properly to life. I cannot tell you strongly enough that the first most important thing that you can do to enhance longevity and improve the quality of your life and health is what you put in your mouth every day, and it starts with this type of food.
Right, so try it. Switch your family, what do you say, 2 weeks?
Give paleo 2 weeks and see if you don't feel better.
2 weeks and see if you don't feel better. Okay?
And I want to hear from you. Superhumantelevision.com will be up probably within the next week. We're going to have a place there. I want to hear from you in 2 weeks, how you're doing, how you're feeling, good or bad. We want to know the truth, what it's doing for you.
All right, Superhuman Television, back after this. How to avoid cold in flu season.
Superhuman Television will return after these messages.
Your body knows what it wants. It wants to feel stronger, work harder, act faster, and think sharper. Give your body more nutrients, more antioxidants, more protection, more of what it wants. Try Live On Lab's liposomal vitamin C today, risk-free, and give your body the nutrients to support your overall health, without jitters, without side effects. Order online at liveonlabs.com.
All right, cold and flu season on Superhuman Television. Just a couple news and notes. The most important thing is what you were told when you were 5. Wash your hands over and over and over again. The hand sanitizer is not very good for you because of the chemicals that are in it. So just wash your hands with soap and water over and over again. Like the movies. You ever seen those like Grey's Anatomy and whatever, and they do scenes where they're washing each finger?
Yeah.
You got to do that.
Well, then the other thing that is critical is keep your nose moist. More than anything else, keep your nose moist.
Don't stick your finger in your nose.
Get saline from the drugstore. It's made for your nose. Spray it every 10, 15, 20 minutes, especially if you're around people who are sick.
So many things back in the day came to true. Back in the 40s and 50s. Cod liver oil, wash your hands, don't stick your finger in your nose. You do those 3 things, you're going to come out of here clear.
All right, we have a question. We have a question from a viewer that arose as a result of the show we did on the fat-soluble vitamins. Great show today on vitamins A, D, and K. I'm going to head over to the health food store and buy some vitamin A. Is it better to get it in pill or liquid form? And that comes from Jim V. in Louisville, Kentucky. Okay. Almost always real vitamin A is going to be in a liquid form. It's going to be in a gel cap because they get it from cod liver oil. They remove the vitamin A from cod liver's oil and put it in vitamin A capsules.
Cod liver oil.
So that little gel cap is filled with a little bit of oil, and that's got vitamin A in it. You can get a retinol palmitate, which is a powder, from time to time. But 90% of the time, you're going to get real vitamin A in a gel cap. There are some companies out there that do now sell vitamin A and D in dropper form.
Together?
No, separate. One drop is 1,000 IUs of vitamin A. But chances are when you go to the drugstore, now here's the thing. The most important thing is to make sure the vitamin A is coming from retinol, retinoic acid, not from beta-carotene. If it says beta-carotene, it's not real vitamin A. Don't buy it.
If my vitamin D liquid, after I open it, is it good for the history?
Keep it refrigerated.
Keep it refrigerated.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
Yeah. And that's true of the vitamin. Anything that's oil-based, those gel caps that you have at home, your vitamin E gel caps,
keep in the refrigerator?
Keep in the fridge because oils get rancid when they get warm. So, yeah, keep them refrigerated.
It's a good tip. Yeah. All right, Superhuman Television, living well into your hundreds, man. We've had fun so far, and this cold and flu season is basic, man. Work out. Go to the gym.
Yes.
Take your vitamins. Wash your hands. Keep your fingers away from your face.
Saline the nose. Saline the
nose. Keep it fresh in there. If you get totally dry and it starts to inflame, you've got problems, all right?
You've got an entry path right into the body because you're breathing, cubic feet of air constantly.
Right.
You've got an entry point right into the body. Keep your nose moist. You won't get sick this year, especially those of you who work in the airline industry.